See the sixth question. Article 244 of the Indian Constitution relates to admin of scheduled areas and tribal areas. Okay. These are all statements. Okay. Analyze the impact of non-implementation of provisions of fifth schedule on growth of LWE. Okay. The question is actually the second part. You can use the statement in your introduction. Give me the framework for sixth question. Analyze the impact of non-implementation of provisions of fifth schedule on the growth of NWE. Non-impact of fifth schedule on growth of LWE. Impact and conclusion. Okay. Should you spend more time on the provisions of fifth schedule, or should you spend more time on the way forward? The question says that it is about the non-implementation. So obviously the concentration, I am seeing most of the answers, you have spent time on, you are speaking on the provisions of fifth schedule. Okay. Major provisions. So much is being written about provisions, while you are coming to the non-implementation in the second part. By the time most of you are coming to the non-implementation, it is already second page. Then where will you write way forward? Where will you write conclusion? So that is what, with writing answers, this particular thing of arriving at the core demand of the question, you should catch. And understanding the question is very important here. The question is not about the provisions. I have seen, I'm just randomly skimming through your papers, and I see that most of you have spent at least one page in coming to the non-implementation part. At least for the second half of the first page, it should come. Non-implementation should come. None of you, I don't know, some of you have come, but we'll see. Not required. It will become clumsy, Bhaskar, if you write provision and then start comparing with the implementation or not implementation. It will become much more clumsy. Okay. Use of internet. Use of internet. Why many people wrote use of internet only? What is the second question you written? Arvind, Swati. Swati, use of internet. Whose paper is this? No name. Whose paper is this? Shrikari. Okay, I think you are writing for the first time, and hence there is an excuse from next class. If the answer sheet doesn't have any name, it will not be evaluated. Okay. But the scanning quality is very, very poor. Please scan better. Okay. You wrote only 3 questions. I'll do the 7th one for you. Okay. Who is the and one more window? Srikari. Bhaskar. Bhaskar, did you write the 7th one? Okay, you wrote the 7th one. Okay. So what will be the question answer now? See, here the core demand of the question is the impact. Okay, what is the impact of non-implementation of 5th schedule? So you can just give brief introduction that the 5th schedule, which comes in the article 244, empowers the tribal regions in the states with certain rights, and it also gives the requisite for formation of tribal advisory committees. Okay, tribal advisory committees. And then briefly, if you want to save space, write just provisions as one circle and give 3 or 4 provisions, so that you are covering provisions and also not occupying space. Like that, innovatively you have to think, so that in the very first page, you are informing the examiner that yes, I am coming to the core demand of the question. See, provisions are important to highlight, but it should not consume 1 page. I hope I am making sense and you people are trying to appreciate what I am trying to say. In the first page, draw a simple diagram and say provisions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many you remember, you can write that. So that in the very first page, you can write about the impact of non-implementation of these provisions. Okay. What are the provisions? Tribal advisory committees. Okay. They are empowered to guard certain rights of the tribals. Governors, the tribal advisory committees should report to the governors, and the governors should put up the request of this tribal committee before the state, and the tribal advisory committees will be given certain rights on the tribal cultural aspects as well as way of life. Okay, the governor has more say in these tribal areas, and they are formed by the president. The tribal advisory, the 5th schedule areas are announced by the president, and not all the legislations passed by the state legislature or parliament are applicable to these tribal areas, because they are moderated by governor. So these are the important provisions. The main provision is TAC, Tribal Advisory Committee, which has 20 members. 15 will be elected and remaining 5 will be the tribal MLAs or the representatives, legislatures, and they will represent in this council. Now, straight away come to the impact of non-implementation of provisions. What is the main impact? We have seen that over a period of time, the TACs are not formed in time. As a result, the importance of tribal advisory councils has reduced, and state had direct say in the tribal affairs. Point 1. Point 2. The governor has only been a nominal authority even in these tribal areas. The governors have simply acted as per the directions given by the state government, thus diluting the importance of the governor and tribal TAC role in the tribal affairs. And then the PISA of 1996 is an extremely important legislation. Panchayat extension to the scheduled areas 1996, which talks about empowerment of Gram Sabha, was not properly implemented in many states, and dividing tribals of their political rights at the grassroots level. And the Gram Sabha, what is the main role of Gram Sabha? To take away the land or not, Gram Sabha should decide. But when Gram Sabha itself is not empowered, the state is coming into picture and taking away the tribal lands and handing over them to the private capitalists. Because of this, land alienation is happening. And when the tribal cultural and linguistic rights are not protected. Some foreign people are coming into the tribal areas, dominating the tribal areas, and hence they are feeling culturally alienated. And all these are leading to legitimate grievances, and this is pushing them towards the doctrine of LWE. So this is the core part. Now, way forward or solutions. You write solutions to this issue. What are the solutions? Proper implementation of visa, regular formation of TAC, empowering. And then if you have proper knowledge, you can bring in the concept of tribal punch shield. Tribal punch shield means the administration should be by tribals. The rights should be given to the tribals. Money spent should be on tribals. Tribal punch shield given by Jawaharlal Nehru. And then you can conclude saying that the left-wing extremism is a doctrine which is indirectly because of grievances of the tribal communities in these fifth schedule areas. The need of the hour is to implement all the development measures and the constitutionally guaranteed aspects in a holistic way, so that the left-wing extremism is reduced, the tribals have a better socio-cultural and economic life. Bhaskar, introduction can be slightly better. Okay, as we discussed, you can mention about the fifth schedule and the, you can write it is present in 10 states as on date, because with formation of Telangana, the fifth schedule is present, and you are an anthropology student, Bhaskar. So you should have much better command on this question. This question is in your strong zone, paper 2. In fact, what others cannot write, you can write. In conclusion, you can write about the Kaka committee recommendations. Yes or no? If it's not only for people with anthropology background, for any tribal questions, if you can write about the measures of Kaka committee or the recommendations of Kaka committee, it will look really professional and very enriching in your answer. Okay. The report is bulk, don't go with it. I think some 1 or 2 institutes have given gist of Kaka committee recommendations, some 10 to 15 pages maximum. So just download it from Google, see Kaka committee report. It will help you in essays, it will help you in ethics, it will help you in, because in ethics there is one question with regard to displacement and all. So in ethics it will help you, in essay it will help you, and even in the paper where the tribal issues are there, especially the paper 3, there also it will help you. Okay, just 15-20 pages, just you read. Don't go in detail, because if your optional is anthropology, it's a different thing. But if you are having awareness of those tribal issues, and basically issues everyone know, people are looking for solutions. The examiner is looking for solutions in your answer. That is what a civil servant is expected to do. So if you write solutions and say that these solutions are already given by Kaka committee, so you have to substantiate that and say, about that we can definitely do XYZ things. And there are following case studies. If you can remember case study, you give case study. It's all about adding value to the answer. How much you want to add, you can keep on adding, so that you will have that extra edge. All this you are doing that you're doing only for that extra mark. You may think, sir, what is this you are saying for 1 mark? You are saying this much of effort. Just imagine 1 mark into 80 questions. I told you long back. 1 mark into 80 questions, 80 plus 80. So either you will be an IAS or out of list. Will decide only on this extra effort. Remaining every content, every serious aspirant will know. Okay, you have taken some different approach. You mentioned that provision and then non-implementation. Okay. Then where will you give the solutions? But see, you have not given solutions. You have not given way forward. Okay, Bhaskar, you have given the problems, but then you have to give solutions, and then you know the solutions. Okay, clear?